backyard, made a coffee, and I'm like, no fucking way.
Yes, fucking way, brother.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. How you traveling? Like how you feeling? Like you know what I mean?
I'm actually doing exceptionally well, brother. All
Hmm.
things with all things considered, um, I I really couldn't. I really couldn't. excuse me. I really couldn't feel much better. I mean, like, you saw some of the pictures in Discord and whatnot, and dude, like,
Yeah, I
it's.
just seen that stuff you sent to me in Discord.
Oh, you just seen that? You
Um,
just seen that now? Yeah.
I
That.
literally just seen that now, and I'm like, what the
Yeah.
fuck, man?
I just woke back up. I slept from about 10 o'clock until a little after 2. I needed to get up.
Wow.
I needed to get up and take my final. I needed to get up and take my final. I guess it's more like 3, but it's my time, obviously. But I had to get up and take my final antibiotic. That was my fourth for the day, so I figured I'd stream for hour or so, and
Fuck yeah.
and then go ahead and after that I'd go ahead and sleep again and wake up in the morning and take my morning meds and all that good
You
stuff.
re-
I haven't showered yet since I've been home. I'll do that. I'll do that in the morning as well. I feel kind of yucky, but I didn't really want to take all the. I didn't really want to take the two big bandages off yet, which would be the two that were from the ports. I had the Plurivac out of my left side that was draining my chest, and then uh, I had the Jackson Pratt that was coming out of the front with the bulb,
yeah.
and once those came out, they kind of left some holes and a little bit of some scarring. So, but yeah, I look like Frankenstein with my shirt off. Hopefully that'll go.
Mate,
Hopefully that'll go away a
you'll,
little bit.
you'll be right, mate. No, that
Ah,
that
I don't give a shit about.
yeah.
I don't give about scars, man. Chicks dig scars.
Fuck yeah, dude. No, it's fucking.
Look at.
No, I've been thinking of you, man. I've been thinking of you, man. I've been fucking. I didn't want to bother you and shit, but
Well, dude,
I have been thinking about.
and I'm glad for that too, because like I had a lot of people that I had to kind of try and keep in the loop, and most of them were kind of like you. I would send a message every now and again, but it was my dad, my mom, and then like I tried to give somebody from Discord a message every day or so,
Yeah,
and then of course there was Tim, who is, I'm still gonna call Tim a guardian angel, dude. He is,
nah, he's a gun.
dude. He's put here on this earth for some reason to help me, dude. I don't know what it is, but cheers to you. Cheers to him, brother. This is coffee, by the way.
Yeah.
It's not coffee.
Uh,
This is orange juice, actually. I'm not gonna. I
Orange
don't
juice
want to
with a
dump it.
slash of brandy.
No, no,
No,
no, no, no, no brandy, no, no. But I can drink though. I mean, I not right now, but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
drinking is not off the table. The doctor just said I would tell you the same thing I would tell anyone, including my own child. Drink only until you begin to feel intoxicated. When you begin to feel intoxicated, go to water.
Fuck, she said that to the wrong person. Did she realize that's 20 beers deep for you?
I explained to her how I used to drink, and that when people would ask me how many I'd had, and I'd say I'd had a few, and she said, well, and I said, then they would ask, well, how many's a few? And I would look down and count, and it would be 16. She looked at me, her eyes got big, and she just laughed. What else can you do? What else can you say to that? You know?
No, nothing, like nothing.
So,
Oh, mate.
but oh,
No, it's good, man. I'm fucking
it's
good to
so
see you back.
hard. It's so hard to get up, to move around, man. Like, have you ever had your chest ripped open and held there for 8 hours? I have.
Absolutely not.
I have. And
Yeah, no, that I seen that photo and that scarf brought some memories back for me. So
yeah, and
yeah.
yeah, I'm sure that it did. Dude, I'm sorry that if it brought back unpleasant memories. Um,
No, man, no, no. But
but
no, I just yeah, no, I know exactly what you're going through. Oh, I'm not personally,
well,
but you know
no,
what I
but
mean.
I do know what you mean, sir.
Well, I do.
No
Well, yes,
one,
personally.
no one would claim that they know personally what I'm going through unless they've been through it personally. I know what
Well,
you, yeah, I know what you meant, and I'm on board with that. I went
Yeah,
to take a,
no, well, mate, I'm fucking wrapped your back. That's for sure.
I went to take a drink of that orange juice. Wasn't nothing left in there. So had to go. I had to go get some more. One more cup of this before I go back to sleep here. But I'm gonna stay up for half hour, 45 minutes,
Fucking
hour
oath,
maybe.
man.
Just kind of getting a. I'm just kind of getting a couple just chatting streams in here
Yeah, absolutely, man.
just to
Just
kind of
chill.
yeah just to kind of get back into
Nah,
a
good,
little
good.
bit of things, you know.
No, no, absolutely. Just take it easy. You know what I mean?
Oh, I 100% know what you mean.
Just take
Let
it
me get
easy.
this
Don't
out of here.
strain yourself. Just nice and easy, mate.
Yeah, 100%.
Just nice and easy. You'll be through fucking hell and back, mate.
That's an understatement. I have,
Fuck.
yeah, that's an understatement, dude. Uh, but I'll tell you this, man. I'm stronger for it, and
Oh,
pro,
fucking if you are.
Procon, less than 10% of people survived that operation. That doctor told me
It's
that.
it's a it's a big procedure, man. Fucking huge.
So
Fucking
like,
huge.
so I haven't really had a chance to talk to you, so I'm gonna explain kind of what the procedure is. So I didn't have a heart attack. There was there was no heart attack. What I had was I had dissension of the aortic artery. What that
Hmm.
means, your art, stop me if you know what this means already.
No, no, no. Let's no, no, go for it.
Okay, so your arteries are made of three layers: an outer, a mid, and an inner. The blood only is supposed to flow through the inner. When your arteries start to go into dissension, what's happening is they're starting to basically weaken, and so they begin to expand. Right? And they say that's your artery, and go ahead and make the dick joke, whatever you want. But anyway, they start to expand. When they start
Hmm.
to expand, all three layers are starting to expand. Well, the inner layer is the smallest, so it can only expand so far, and then it pops. When it pops, now you get a big
Game
growth,
over.
right? You get no,
Hmm.
not true. So you get a big growth, right? So now it's really starting to expand. But now what's happening is
Fuck.
blood is now flowing through the inner layer and the mid layer. Now,
Yeah, yeah.
if the mid layer pops, then you get another big expansion, and you have very little time before the outer layer pops. And if the outer layer pops, you're dead. It's that simple. The doctor told me, he said, this is the reason why the first hospital couldn't diagnose this at first was because it's one of the most difficult things to diagnose when it comes to hearts that there is.
That's
And
the one at the back of the heart, right?
no, this is the one that comes out the
Okay.
top of your heart
Okay.
and it supplies everything to everything.
Holy
It's the main
fuck.
artery that supplies oxygen and blood to everything in your body. So
Holy
the doctor
shit.
said this is one of the most difficult ones to diagnose because your heart doesn't put out any enzymes that say that it's under stress. Because it's not under stress.
Man.
Because your heart's not under stress. It's suddenly able to pump super easy because it's wide open.
Ah.
And that's why my heart never put out any enzymes saying it was having trouble. And so he said, not only that, he said this was one of the worst cases he's ever seen.
Fucking hell, dude.
Yep, and this is him telling me this in the room while I'm in recovery, just a few days away from going home. And I called to ask to speak with him. This dude, I called to ask to speak with him on a Monday morning. This was last Monday morning, or this past Monday morning. Dude, he was. I called to ask to speak with him. The man was in the room within 8 minutes of me asking
Damn.
that. 8 minutes. First thing he said when he got in there, Nathan, I'm very sorry that I wasn't here last week. He said, but trust me, my team and I were watching you every second.
Fucking hell.
He said,
That's full on, man.
he brought up a bunch of pictures and showed me what he did, where there's still dissension going on that they really couldn't get, and gave me an idea what the plan was, and said that if something is to go wrong, they will be able to save me again.
Holy shit.
So,
So
bottom,
is it so it's not fully so you still may have to go under the knife again? Is that what you're saying? Or
it's actually unlikely.
okay, good, good.
He said he thinks that they've got it in a place where with treatment it should heal itself enough that I should live a nice long life.
Perfect. That's what we like to hear. That's what we like to hear. Fucking hell, man.
So he said, the reason I didn't suffer brain damage, which 90, he said, basically this is a surgery that only less than 10% of people live through. The 10% that live are usually badly brain damaged.
No
So,
shit.
yes, no shit. So that's how narrow the odds were for me to come through this.
Fucking hell, man.
When I got into surgery,
But
one,
they don't know that you're Nate Dogg.
that's the yeah, amen. So when I got into surgery, they quickly found my father, and they told him that they didn't know if I was going to make it, so that he should contact everyone he possibly could and let them know what was going on. And so he did. He contacted my mom. That doctor, not the doctor that was doing the surgery, but it was someone that was in the room, was going out every 2 hours. Now, mind you, this was an 8-hour surgery, so we're talking like,
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
called my dad like 4 times, and he was giving my dad updates on how it was going. And then my dad would
Shit.
call, and then my dad would call my mom and tell her how it was going. And bottom line was, I made it.
Hey, that's all that matters, mate.
So he told me that he said your brain never lost blood, and that's why you didn't get brain damage. He said your spleen, your one of your kidneys, and your gallbladder all lost blood flow at a point. But all of those things, all of those 3 organs made it, and you can live without all 3 of those organs.
Fuck yeah.
But he said your brain, he said we made sure that your brain never lost blood flow. Furthermore, when they initially saw it, they thought it was a dissension from the top of my heart up into my neck and then down through my shoulders and into my, almost to my waist. Well, what they found when they went in, mind you, and this was a full chest split and spread, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Open.
Yep.
They called it open heart, even though it kind of wasn't supposed to be open heart. When they got inside, they found out that the aortic artery was in dissension into the top of my heart. He had to go all the way into the aortic valve, which turns out is not still all there. It's only a partial valve, and thus he said, I wanted to keep your heart all your heart. He said, I replaced the artery down into there, got it grafted, and he said, I took a look at your heart and it was working properly. It's just the valve isn't 100% there, but it's working 100% right. So I left it alone.
Okay.
Dude, isn't it fucked? Isn't it fucked?
Oh. Goosebumps, mate.
Usually tears for me when I say it.
Well,
It's like I can think it, but as soon as I say it, it's the whole different ball game, man. It's like I can't even believe that happened to me, dude.
mate, just lucky you went back, yeah, when you did.
So the way I look at it is like this, pro. I've never been a big believer in God. I changed my mind.
Well, someone was looking over you, mate.
Dude, there's no way. Like, I'm going to give you the best example I can give you. The guy that's hanging around my chest right here, this guy.
Ah,
He had two special needs children, a wife that was a dingbat, and all the same stuff I had before my divorce. I didn't have any of that stuff anymore. My son was taken care of. My wife was good. My properties were taken care of. I had left. I had nothing. I had nothing to take care of but me. My best friend was dead. All right. I had nothing left. Now, why did Weeze die on something that people regularly get saved from, yet I live through something that almost nobody does?
it's one of those, man. It's one of those. It's hard to think, man. It's hard to think.
It's beyond hard, dude. It's beyond hard. Like,
Just be fucking grateful, mate. That's all I can say, mate. Which is, I know, fuck, man, you're a fucking machine, dude. You're a
dude,
machine.
I don't know how the hell I made it. Dude, I went in at 227 pounds, came out at 193. That was yesterday morning. This morning, Tim said he's going to stop on his way home, find me a good digital scale, and bring it over because I don't have a scale. At that time, I'll weigh myself. And I was told you weigh yourself in the morning, every morning with similar clothes, and you do it before you eat, and you do it you do it like after you go to the bathroom, before you eat, but you just make sure you do it the same time and the same way every morning. And
Okay.
if you gain more than 3 pounds in a day or 5 pounds in a week, your heart might not be working, and you need to call immediately.
Okay. Okay.
The only thing that I can't eat ever again is pork.
You
Anything
can't. Sorry.
cannot.
Okay. Yep. Yep. Yep.
So no pork rest of my life. Soda is terrible. All soda, from clear sodas to dark sodas to any sodas, they're all garbage. So I'm not. I'm. She said you can drink them once in a great while, and a
Yeah.
couple. That's it. I was drinking a 12 pack of those fuckers a day, easy.
Yeah.
Gatorade is terrible. It's one of the worst things you can drink. It's as bad, if not worse, than soda.
Is it because of all the sugar?
Nope, sugar has nothing to do with it. It's because
Okay.
I get zero sugar Gatorade. She said that doesn't matter. It's just as bad.
Oh
It's
wow.
the artificial flavoring and sweeteners.
Okay.
Same.
Okay.
It's the same with soda.
Yep.
The sugar is nothing. It's the artificial flavors and sweeteners. Uh,
Right.
Best things to drink: simply water.
Water. Yeah.
Yep. Orange juice is okay. You don't want to drink it in excess. You don't want to start drinking like 10 gallons of that shit a day. Chocolate milk is okay. Milk is okay. You don't want to drink a whole lot of those either because they'll make you fat. Um, the other thing that you can drink is, believe it or not, I can drink beer.
Fucking there you go, mate.
Now beer. The reason you can get away with beer is because the primary bad thing in beer is sugar, which same as soda. The thing that you don't get in beer is the artificial flavoring and sweeteners. So
Yeah. Yeah.
she said beer is okay, but she said beer only to the point where you first begin to feel intoxicated, then you get off of it because if you start to get intoxicated, makes you make poor decisions. Just like
Uh-huh.
it. And I asked her, well, what about whiskey, liquor? She said, same deal. You can drink some, but do not get excessive and don't do it often. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
I was already kind of leaning that direction anyway with beer and liquor. So
Yeah.
these are all good things.
Absolutely.
I took a lot of what she had to say as good. So,
Absolutely.
yep. And so really honestly, pro, like I'm sitting here right now and I will admit my chest hurts. My ass hurts from all the sitting and laying on hard beds and chairs I did. But dude, they had me at a point where I had to call and have a nurse come in to turn off the alarm on my bed or chair so that I could get up. Because if I didn't, they would think I was trying to run away again. And yes, I said again. And so they would all descend upon me. It took
Damn.
it took until the last week I was there before they finally trusted me to not have those alarms on. And I did that to
So
my
how long? How long was the total stint? 2 weeks.
21 days.
21 days. Holy
I
shit.
went home on the morning of the 21st day.
Fucking hell. Long stint, mate. Long stint. Fuck, nearly a month, man.
What you didn't hear yet is that first surgery wasn't the only surgery. So the second surgery, I tried to refuse because what was happening was I was having fluid build up around my lungs and heart.
Hmm.
Well, what that can do is it can cause you to go into delusion.
Oh,
And I fully did. I saw shit.
fish.
I saw shit that I said some of it on the stream that I had earlier. I said I saw shit that I don't even want to really keep repeating. Uh, like my son killing himself in front of me.
What?
Yeah, didn't happen.
No,
Didn't
of course, but
did
fuck.
but yeah, I saw Tim. I didn't see him kill himself, but I saw him come in, raise a gun. I tried to get to him. The alarm went off. He ran outside. I heard the shots. They brought him back in dead.
Oh my god.
My mother and father both killed them or both died. Neither of them killed
Oh,
themselves, but they both died. My ex-wife killed herself.
oh,
All of these things happened, and I won't tell you any of the details of any of it, but it all happened, and it was as real to me as I'm sitting here talking to you. So
wow.
I was done. I didn't want nothing to do with it. Bottom line, though, pro, I'll make the story as short as I can. Um, they told me I needed to have surgery to drain this off of me, or I would die that day. They couldn't get me to do it. I kept saying no. They found my dad because I'm a junior. They got him to sign
Mm-hmm.
power. They got him to sign power of attorney. Once they had that, they could do it legally. They sleight of hand. They sedated me within about 20 minutes, 25, 30 minutes of being sedated. I was on an operating table and I was having the second surgery. I don't know how long that surgery was, but that surgery was the one where they put the Plurivac big change, big chest drain off my left side, and the smaller one off the front, and those stayed for, I want to say those stayed for like almost a full week. They were, it was a full week, if not even a little more. And then eventually, when
Wow.
they stopped draining, they pulled them out, and then eventually they discharged me.
Wow.
When they discharged me, they sent me home with 10 prescriptions. 10.
Mm.
We're talking 10 pill bottles that are like stuffed.
Yeah.
I believe 3 of them I will be taking the rest of my life. Um,
Yep.
so I have these fancy little old man pill bottles over here that I'll be able to stock up. Oop.
Oh, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday style.
Yep, they stay. It starts at Sunday, ends at Saturday, because
Yep.
that's how the weeks work. And
Mm-hmm.
I'll be using those the rest of my life because there's no other way I'll be able to keep the shit straight. You know,
You got to do it, mate.
yeah, I got the clear one for morning, and then the darker one for evening.
Yep.
And dude, my whole world has changed. But here's what's not changed: the part where I'm still above ground.
Yep. You're above ground, all right, mate.
I am, and I'm gonna stay that way, bro.
Fucking oath you will.
Dude, it just I couldn't believe it. And I jumped on earlier, and I was kind of looking at all the stuff that was going on, and just kind of like halfway paying attention to all the things, and so there's there's Tim in there saying pro stream. Uh,
What up?
so bottom line is that I jumped in, and right away I got Azeron threw a couple donations. Tim fucking subbed. Cole was in here. He dropped 10 gifted, and just got a bunch of stuff right off the bat. Probably made a fair bit of change, and it just showed that like I'd been gone for nearly 30 days, and here all these people still were, and I haven't even gone through the Discord yet to see all the messages, all the stories, all the things that went on. It's humbling.
Oh,
It,
fucking
it's
everyone.
it's
Yeah.
dude, it's humbling. It's makes me feel great. It's endearing. I can't say enough. And again, that fella right there, Tim, that old boy, dude. I don't know. I don't get him, man. He's just there's only one of him, brother. There's only one of him. But you know what? You could also say there's only one of me. Although I am, although I am a junior, and senior played a big part saving my life. At least the second time, because I would have died the second time too. So when they did the second surgery, pro, they had to reopen my chest. Now they didn't have to reopen the whole thing, but they had to open the lower section and go a little lower than what they did the first time.
For the
So
fluid.
for the fluid, correct. So they said they had to split my chest open twice. My rib cage is being held together right now by cerclage wire. It's basically chicken wire. Call it what you will. It's glorified chicken wire.
Damn,
When
man.
when Shelly heard that, she laughed and she laughed, and she said, "Trust me, that's not going away." I said, "I hope not, because if it does, I'll die." And that stuff stays the rest of my life. The only way that stuff comes out is if I have to have another open heart surgery, which, according to this doctor, if I do all the things I'm supposed to, I should never have to do another surgery.
Touch wood, you don't.
Amen, brother. Amen.
Touch fucking wood, mate.
Yeah.
Been through the fucking wars, alright, mate.
Yeah, I'm telling you, dude. It's soon I'll be able to get back to actually playing the game. You know, like my World of Warcraft. This is my
Time, mate.
second. This is my second stream. I ain't done nothing. I can't. I can't do anything right now. It's too high stress.
Nah, just mate. There's plenty of time for that shit. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Uh, right now I'm just a little of this, a little of that. I did a couple of shorts. By the way, those shorts. Now that I look at it, I got some YouTube stuff going on here. Oh, it's both Tim. Not surprising. Let me go down here and look. Let's see here. The three shorts that I've done while in the hospital and then after being home. The first one's got 511 views. The second one's got 573 views, and then the one I just posted last night's got 27 views already. 573 views, I believe, is the most views I've gotten on a short.
I didn't even realize that you posted shorts until I fucking seen you today.
Yep. Well, I've only posted a few, but I've been doing it for a little bit because shorts are a great way for exposure. Because I'm really close, bro. I'm really close to having enough content and viewership on YouTube to start making money and monetize there too.
Nice.
So you can so both of those other two shorts from the hospital, those are both like pretty much right before getting released. That first one, they're all three of them are for the 20th.
Red shirt on. That's the same day you got released.
All three of those shirts are yesterday.
Okay.
All three of those were taken yesterday. The ACDC was the first one. I wanted the Jonathan Taves Blackhawks one, along with the Captain America sweatshirt or t-shirt or whatever you want to call it, jacket that I went home in, and then Megadeth was once I got home, and I got because those other two shirts I had worn them both numerous times while in and like early on in the hospital, and then the Megadeth one was when I got home, and obviously you can tell that I'm home because you got the Wizards hat and you got yeah.
That's unreal, man.
Dude, it's just like, yeah, man, it's unreal, but it's also very real.
Yeah. Well, last time I spoke to you, like I'm out, I'm going east. I'm like, whoa, hang on a minute, man. Wait, what?
Dude, amen.
And like I said, like I didn't want to bother you, so every couple week or couple days I'll send you a message in Discord.
Yep, and
I don't bust your ball.
I don't think I responded a whole hell of a lot, but trust me, I seen them, and every message that I got, I appreciated. Many nights, I would get a message middle of the night, and it would scare me, and I'd just turn the phone either down or off.
It's probably someone from me because it was different time zone.
Oh no, it was the ones that scared me were usually Dawn. It was usually Facebook Messenger, but she knew what was going on too, and she just wanted to know that I was alive. So it wasn't her normal like garbage messages. It was, and I don't mean garbage either. I mean, she's usually just messaging something fun, but these were she wanted to make sure I was still alive, and then a couple of times. I would just go ahead and give her a call, and then she would get emotional, and she would tell me how nice it was to hear my voice and that, just like it's you can't quantify how nice it makes you feel when somebody tells you that, like you did first thing, how nice it is just to hear your damn voice. Like there's no feeling like that, Blue. Well, I'm a Blue Pro. Yeah, man. Well, at least I haven't changed. It's Blue and Pro.
Yeah, it's one of the two.
Blue was in here earlier tonight as well. Kent was in here earlier tonight. Cole. Uh,
Fuck,
both
no.
both Ben and Tim were in the stream, and obviously Tim, dude, Tim, I don't even think Tim slept, man. The guy, he got off work. He stopped by the trailer here, turned up the heat, um, got a couple things straightened up. Then he went then he went all the way up to where I was at, which was like an hour away or more because of traffic, because we finally were getting the snowstorm we were supposed to get,
Yeah.
which really wasn't much. Oh damn, dude, I'm sorry, Tim. But anyways, I don't mean to dismiss that either. That wasn't nice. But anyways, he comes all the way up there. Uh, we had to wait forever for me to get my drugs and and my discharge papers. And then we waited forever to get a damn wheelchair because I couldn't walk down there. So that was way too far. So we finally get out of there. On the way home, we stop at Walgreens, buy me a new blood pressure cuff. I've never had one of those before. Buy me
Oh, yep,
the
yep.
old man pill bottles and the things like that. And
Old man pill bottles.
well, I mean, yeah, it's my next character name right there. That's fucking hilarious.
Old man pill.
Oh, don't make me laugh. That hurts. Damn it, man. That's a good one. I didn't even think of that. But anyway, time we got home and he stopped me at Mickey D's, I grabbed. Oh, hey Tim, if you're still there, he might not be. So we stopped at Mickey D's, right? And I was told no more soda, right? But I hadn't had like a big soda in a while, so I ordered a quarter pounder meal large with a Sprite. Got the Sprite. The Sprite was really harsh. I only drank less than half of it over the course of about 3 hours. Um, they gave me the quarter pounder, but they didn't give me the fries.
Ugh.
And I thought to myself when I seen it, Tim was he was parking. He was gonna go get my damn fries, but I thought about this as I went to sleep last night, as I was kind of worried about how fast my heart was going. You know why I didn't get those fries? I'll tell you right now. God stopped that shit. You know why? What are McDonald's fries, dude? They're all salt.
Yeah, true
He,
that.
he
True
didn't
that.
he didn't give me those fries on purpose. Period.
But I had that quarter pounder go down, but after hospital food for 21 days.
It took me 2 hours to eat it.
Yeah, fuck.
Like it's
Yeah.
not nothing. I can barely eat anything. I can, and I will, but you know what my best friend in the entire world is? Water.
What's that? No, yeah, no.
Water.
Well, water's good for
It's
me.
it's the
Water's
best.
great.
It's the best tasting thing that I can put into my face. Uh,
I'm
when
sure you're gonna
so when
realize aches and pains, but that's just normal,
oh
man. After what you've been through.
well, you know what though? You know what water helps to stop? Aches and pains.
Well, there you go, mate.
Um.
Fucking perfect.
So so as far as it goes, when I just want to give you another little perspective on this, right? Let me take a good drink out of this water real quick. Dude, I've never liked water so much in my life. Um, anyway, so, bro, you've been around the block, right? You've played like zombie apocalypse type games.
Yeah, yeah.
So every time you start a zombie apocalypse game, it usually starts pretty much the same way. You're laying in bed, you kind of pop open your eyes. As you do, you start to see clearly that you're in some sort of a hospital type facility and that the world has gone into hell. And so when they woke me up 3 different times from anesthesia. So they put me under for the first one, on a ventilator, breathing tube down my throat, feeding tube and all that in my arms and IVs and all that shit. When Well, and Foley catheter in so that I could pee and all that shit. Um, well, they woke me up the first time 2 days after surgery. That's the first
Okay.
time I was awake after surgery. They realized quickly that I wasn't ready, and so they put me right back under for 2 more days. I believe that what I seen was just that. It was like you open your eyes and you see the zombie apocalypse.
That's
Basic,
fucking full on.
basically. So they put me back under. I woke up the second time, and this time it was definitely this. It was the zombie apocalypse. But in my version, it was the entire my entire view was people in blue, and it was they were all like punching each other in unison, kind of, and it was like 1, 2, 3, someone would go down. One, two,
Dang.
three, someone would go down like on a rhythm. Well, so I freaked out, and the first time I freaked out, and that's why they did it. Second time I freaked out, tried to get out of there. They were able to stop me, but it was a lot of people. So after the third surgery, the one that I didn't want to do, I initially when I woke up, exact same thing. So now I've woken up 3 times. Now, mind you, first 2 times I was on floor 7, room 13 of the ICU. So I'm like, all things are lining here for this to be bad. So now, the third time I wake up, I see same thing, start to freak out. I went to reach for my IVs, went to start getting off the bed, and then of all things, the nurse comes and in the calmest voice he could possibly use, he looks at me and he says, "Hey man, where you going?" And I looked at him, and I couldn't believe how calm he was, and he hadn't even really even approached the bed yet. I think he knew I couldn't get up if I wanted to. I wasn't strapped down or anything, but anyway, he said it so calmly that I paused, and I'm like, that's not how it's supposed to go. And then I looked, and it was February 12th. I had come in January 31st. It's February
Fucking hell.
12th, and it was a different time of day. I was still on floor 7 because that's the ICU, but I wasn't in room 13. I was in the room next to it. Now, I don't remember what the room number of that one was. It doesn't matter, but it wasn't 13. And so I kind of looked around, gathered myself for a second, still had one foot kind of hanging off the bed, and I said, "All right, I'm not going anywhere." And I put my foot back up on the bed, and then I kind of asked him what happened. And
Fucking hell.
he told me, and it was at that point where like Nate came back.
Yeah, fuck.
And so from there forward, I just kind of like slowly regathered all of my memories and thoughts, and slowly regained Nate. And here I sit today,
Fucking what a journey, man.
dude. It's like nothing you've ever fucking experienced in your life. I
Yeah,
don't
no.
I don't know even how to. It's difficult to even describe it. This is the second stream in a row where I've gone through a lot of this, and it'll probably happen a bunch more times.
That's all right. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, well, I'm sure Blue will make fun of me. At the same time, he probably won't for a while yet. But it doesn't even matter. If Blue wasn't making fun of me, I would think he didn't care. So it's just like I all oh what a great line. It's a good reason to be living. Um, just that was a song that was playing in my Spotify right there, which is playing on my stream. But obviously you're in Discord, so you're not listening to the stream.
Yeah, I'm on my phone.
Yeah, yeah. Where you at? Are you on your way home, or what are you doing?
No, I finished late, long days lately. I've played any fuck
Oh,
all WoW.
Oh, what am I thinking?
And
It's
I got home.
it's after 4 a.m., isn't it?
It's 8 o'clock at night, and I got home
Yeah.
and I sent you a message, and I'm going to have a shower, whatever. Came back, and I'm like, fuck, I fill up the coffee. Sat down, opened my phone, sent you a message, 2 photos, and then I
Yep,
looked
yep.
in this. I'm like, no fucking way.
Yep.
So
Believe it or
sitting
not,
here,
man.
chilling in the backyard on a table, having a coffee, having a few cigarettes, and just
Yep.
talking.
So I'm not trying to scare you, and I'm not saying this because of what you just said. You know what the leading cause of what happened to me is?
Ah, mate, you don't. I know.
Don't even have to say it, do I?
Nah, mate. No,
But
I know.
do you want to know why I had to call my ex-wife?
Yeah, to
Because
what? Oh, yeah.
because I asked the doctor and she said, or doctor's assistant anyway, and I asked her, can this be hereditary? And she said, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, it's not likely, but it can be.
That's possible.
So
Yeah.
I said, all right, this has to happen. I called my ex-wife, and the conversation went way better than I ever could have thought it would, and I'm not going to shun her anymore. I also, I also got back a hold of Chris Peterson. I'm not going to shun him anymore either.
Nice.
Uh, but I had to tell her because otherwise, what if she
Just in case.
misses? What if she misses a sign that's happening to Ronnie? And and
100%.
and you
Hey,
know,
you have to do the right thing. You
yeah,
have to.
it's my son. Nothing,
100%.
nothing crushed me more in all of those delusions than watching my
Then that
son
one.
die.
Oh, oh. And to make it feel so real would
It,
have been
not feel it.
instant.
It didn't
That,
feel real. It was real in my
no,
mind.
yeah, you know what I mean? Fucking hell.
Yep. But it was all bullshit. It was none of it was real, and I thank God to this day that none of it was. My
Is that
only
do those delusions and all that because you were sedated for so long?
uh, honestly, what I was told is that when you have fluid building up around your lungs
Ah, the
and
fluid.
heart,
Okay,
it can actually cause delirium.
okay.
And my best guess is that's what it was. As soon as they drained it off, and I woke up, Nate came back.
You're like the Nate.
Yeah,
Fucking hell, mate.
yeah, and I I I cut out with a giant like sloppy ass Nate prayer as I was laying down to sleep last night, and I will again when I go lay down tonight, or well, I mean like in a little bit here. Um,
Yep.
Bottom line was like I don't I don't ever want to remember those, dude.
No,
And,
fuck that.
and I'm gonna continue to pray that I can forget them.
It's nothing. It's
Like
nothing memorable that you want to remember. You know what I mean? It's fucking
it's
hot,
that
horrible.
that 1 week. I wish I could literally forget the whole thing. I don't think that I will though, and this is the reason, because I think if God was to let me forget those times and those memories, I think I would be too likely to repeat my own mistakes. And so,
Well, I guess all those memories and whatever you went through led you to where you are today. You know what I mean?
well, I would say that uh, all of the things that have happened to me over the course of the last period of time all happened for the simple reason of me being in the right place at the right time with the right doctor when it went down.
Yep.
Because who's to say if I was in Illinois that the doctor there would have been able to do the same thing that the doctor here was able to do? He might have. And who's to say I would have gotten to the hospital as fast? Who's to say that I would have had anybody here to support me? Because frankly, I might have been able to have Ed because Ed was close to me, so be able to pick me up and support me. But I also might not have because Ed's got a lot of stuff going. Ed has heart trouble of his own. Ed is Weasel's big brother.
Yep. Yep.
So, but I don't know. If I feel as though if everything didn't line up the way that it did, everything could have ended so differently. I'm looking at myself.
Yeah.
I'm looking at myself in this stream right now in this chair, and I look small.
Man, you're fucking 21 days in the hospital. Yeah, no one gets out of hospital and puts on weight. You know what I mean?
Well, I was 227 pounds. All right,
Yeah.
I'm 5'7". That's obese. When I left the hospital, I was 193 pounds.
Fucking.
So I mean, I lost 34 pounds.
Yep. Yep.
And doctor told me she wanted to see me at 185 and maintaining.
Okay. Wasn't you're not that far off then.
Hmm. And based on continuing to drink water primarily And like earlier, my nighttime dinner, my nighttime meal was one chicken patty sandwich, and that took me 30 minutes to eat. And I had a little ketchup with that, and a bun, so it was like bread, one chicken patty, and a little bit of ketchup, but which is sugary, but that's it, man. That was it.
Hmm.
And earlier
Yes.
earlier in the day, only thing I ate earlier in the day was that one quarter pounder with cheese, and that was it. I mean, literally that was it, and a half of that large Sprite. Other than that, I've
I feel your
had.
appetite will return though eventually, all in time, mate.
Well, I'm hopeful that it doesn't because what the doctor told me, well, my appetite will, yes, but I'm hoping that I don't start gaining weight again. 'Cause the doctor told me if I gain more than 3 pounds in a day or 5 pounds in a week, it can mean that my heart's not working right, and I need to call and possibly go immediately.
Okay. Yeah, that's why you're saying that.
Like if all of a sudden I gain 10 pounds in a day, and I and
Well,
I've and,
something's not right.
right,
Then,
and I've weighed myself like same time, same clothes, same time of day, that means something's wrong, and so I got to be very, very careful. Uh,
yeah. No, you.
I have to watch. I have to watch I have to watch my lower body if I start to get any swelling. By that I mean like water retention. I have a drug here. It's called Lasix, I should say. What it's meant to do is to make you pee. It's to make you drain
Drain the fluid.
to drain the fluid. So if I
Mm-hmm.
start to notice it, I need to immediately take some of that, and then try to drink a bunch of water and pee as much as I can.
Yep.
If I start to get constipated, I've got some stuff for that. That's unlikely though, pro. As you know, I've had diarrhea for fucking 20 years. But
The stream knows it too, mate. Don't worry.
oh, no, well, everybody knew it long before this. In 1996, they put me on Coumadin, a blood thinner. Since then, I've had the shits. It's been
Right, right,
I'm just used to that. That's my way of life. Like
Yep.
that doesn't even bother me anymore. Like it stopped
And you'll
bothering
get to a
me.
point where what you're going through now will just be a part of life.
It will, it will, and I'm just like,
Regimented tablets,
yep,
regimented
yep,
scripts,
yep,
pickups, checkups.
yep. A regular doctor. Get back to seeing the dentist. Just all of those things, man.
Hmm.
Like all of those things are going to be back to being a thing,
Yep.
and I'm just extremely thankful that I'm here because I shouldn't be by all rights.
Mate, you are here. That's the main thing, yeah.
You are not wrong, sir. You are not wrong.
Would have, could have, should have, if, but, maybe, so, don't know. Doesn't matter, mate. You're here. That's all that matters, yeah.
It definitely. I couldn't agree more, dude.
Fucking good. No, that's good. Good on you, mate. You're a bull.
Dude, it's just like I don't know, man. It's like almost nothing you can possibly say is sums it up for real. I was looking at my
Oh,
phone for the
man.
record. Somebody had messaged me. So here's a good one for you. Last day that I was in the hospital, like last day, so it would have been the 19th. I get a message from this lady named Sandy Moore. Uh, yes, I just said her name on stream. Sandy had been someone who I'd worked with some time ago at Central DuPage Hospital. Hadn't heard from her in a long time. I could have reached out to her. I had her number. She could have reached out to me. She had my number. We knew we were friends. It wasn't nothing. Well, she reached out to me out of nowhere. Just said, "Hey, how you doing? I heard XRP is on the rise." XRP is that cryptocurrency that Balza made me
Yeah,
buy.
yeah, yeah.
Well, he didn't
Yep,
make
yep.
me buy, but he convinced me to buy.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
if I still have that, and if I look into it and find it, which I will, last time I checked, Azeron told me that it was at like 400% of its previous value, and if it's on the rise again, it could be even more than that. And I didn't buy much, but I bought some.
That's all right. I actually spoke to him not long ago.
He was a part of how my son killed himself in my delusion.
No, I don't mean Azeron. I meant Balsa.
Oh, you know what? I reached out to Balza as well. He emailed me back. Turns out he was going into the hospital for something as well, and I was just about to talk to him, and then bam, had this shit happen to me. So I just emailed him back when I got home yesterday. So now he's got an idea what's going on, and then the sooner I can talk to him, the better. So, but yeah,
Of
that
course.
that line is back
Spoke to him
open.
2 days ago. He called me. Called me 2 days ago.
Did he really?
Yeah, yeah. He called me 2 days ago. Because
Wow.
I spoke to him in a little bit, and then a little bit, and I didn't hear for a while, and then I spoke to him a couple of weeks ago, and then he called me 2 days ago, and then I called him back up. Like I missed it, and then I called him back. So yeah, obviously I didn't touch base on what was going on with you because that's not my business to share. You know what I mean?
Well, sure, but I hadn't told him anything, and the only reason I hadn't told him anything was because the last thing I wanted to do was the first time I talked to the guy again, have it be from the hospital. That would have been just incredibly unfair, especially when I knew he was about to be going into the hospital.
Yeah, yeah. He
So,
went in and out as well.
yep. And I mean, so like I just kind of let that go. Wow, that was weird. So it turns out that when I said that was weird, I didn't mean like anything bad happened. What
Yeah, no.
what had just happened was my leg twitched just kind of out of nowhere.
I mean, it's all ticking along quite well, mate.
So
Just doing
what was I gonna say there? Oh, I never finished the Sandy Moore thought. Sandy Moore was is maybe the most religious person that I know. And so for her to reach out to me at such an odd time, when she did, I said hi. I said, "Can you give me a call when you can?" And so she did. And then I had a long conversation with her, told her what was up, and she was just like in shock. And so then we talked for kind of a long time. Talked a little bit about some scripture. Talked a little bit about like how I was incredibly lucky to have been in the right spot at the right time to survive something nobody survives.
Mm.
Because I mean, there's no way I should have survived that, dude. There's no way. That's death for
But
most people.
you can't look at it like that, mate.
No, you can't, and that's exactly what I've gotten into. You have to just have faith that there's a reason,
Yep.
and that's why I'm so convinced that faith is a thing. You can't know everything, dude. You can't.
No.
Some things you have to take on faith, and I'm telling you,
Yep.
everything had to align perfectly for that to come to fruition.
Just wasn't your time, mate. Just was not your time. You have
Flat
plenty more
out.
time. That's
Well,
that's
and
what it
and
is, mate.
well, and to me, I
Like you
feel
said,
like
you're going to be that 104-year-old guy.
I've said that for a long time. Well, I stopped believing that for a while.
Well, start believing it.
Yeah, I'm telling you. But it's like I feel like there's something yet for me to do here. What is it? I don't know. Well, let me give you an example of the Azeron thing. So Azeron has told me on numerous occasions that he said his goal in life. Now that guy's 29 years old. All right. He started telling me this when he was like 27. He said he wanted to own a Ferrari. He wanted to be a millionaire. He wanted to work for himself. Well, he's into the cryptos, into the stock markets, into things like that. He said, now he's 29. He said to me recently, he said, Nate, honestly, I could go buy the Ferrari right now if I could cash out enough right now to basically never have to work again, and would have won all of my goals. Well, he said, I don't want to do it yet because I want to make sure it sticks. He wanted to do all of this by the time he's 30. And he's 29, so he's ahead of schedule. He has also, on numerous occasions, told me that after he finishes those three goals and it is set, he wants to send me a Ford Raptor. Now, I don't know if he'll do that. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. He talks about it a lot. Well, he talked about it enough where it made it into my delusion, and he sent it to me. And so where we were at and this is a long story, but bottom line, he sent it to me, and all these people were near, and so I found out. Tim told me that he had sent it. I looked at the message he had, and all I had to do was go on the top of the parking garage and get it. But I said, hey, look, I don't need a Raptor. My son needs a vehicle. Could you gift it to him or allow me to? Well, again, this had to be a delusion because I don't believe my son can even drive, and I don't believe he ever will. He's. Put it this way: my ex-wife, told me that she's finally now collecting Social Security checks for him. So he's permanent disability.
Okay.
So, which I think, in and of itself, means he don't drive.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Azeron said, well, and I don't know if Azeron ever actually responded or if he didn't, but I messaged him that, and he said, well, of course. So I did. I gifted it to my son, and it was that truck that my son took, pulled into the yard in front of the window of where I was at, floored it, rammed it into the building, and killed himself. So, I mean, it all tied together so perfectly. I thought it was real.
Damn.
And obviously it wasn't, and that's the greatest thing in the world. But, I mean,
Right.
yeah, it just
Wow.
the whole thing was just nuts, dude.
The whole thing just sounds so surreal. It's fucking ridiculous.
Dude, I say it, and it still sounds surreal to me.
Like, just fucking hell, man. Jeez. But like I said, mate, the main thing is, dude, you're there, you're here.
I'm above ground. This is really the best my bobblehead's been as well. My neck has been so hurty. I felt for a long time as though I had headbanged for like a week. It was like I had massive whiplash. Well, remember, yeah, they went in through my chest, but they had to repair my aortic artery in my neck. That supplies your brain, dude. So I mean, like, it goes in and comes out of your brain, and they told me that my brain never lost blood flow, so they did a great job with that, and that's the only reason I'm not brain damaged.
Yeah, hell. Just all seems just fucking surreal, you know what I mean? Just from what you're telling me, and it's like, what?
To say the least. Yep, to say the least.
I'm just reading the messages, like, in Discord, like, that you told me. I'm like, what the fuck? And then you went from this to getting in a fucking helicopter and then not hearing from you for like 20 days. Like, what the fuck?
And the helicopter never ended up happening either. It ended up being too foggy, and so they ended up taking me by ambulance. But when they did so, I'll never forget the ambulance ride either. Number one, the nurse that was in the back, or the whatever you want to call him, whether it's a EMT or whatever, he was really good. He was very calming, but at the same time, he got me ready for what was to come. He said, "We're not taking you to a waiting room. We're not taking you to a staging room." He said, "We are taking you straight into an operating room on this stretcher." And then they took me in, they wheeled me in, they dropped me on the operating table, and that was pretty much it.
Lights out, mate.
And lights out or lights on, depending on how you look at it, because it's very bright in an operating room.
No.
And
lights out, off they go with the off.
Yeah, well, and if you think about that too, it kind of ties back in with the old full send, no lights, with the Ben story.
Oh yeah.
Except for this one was full send, all lights, all sirens, and full speed ahead.
Yes, correct. Well, I mean, mate, they're gonna put you in a fucking waiting room or assessment room. It was fucking touch and go the whole way.
Well, but I didn't know that. I had they had told me what was wrong. I had no idea how serious that was. I had no idea what was to come, and they didn't really tell me what was to come. They just told me kind of like what was happening, and so they gave me they gave me a heads up, but they didn't really give me a heads up because I would have freaked out.
They would have maybe sent you correct, and then would have made your heart pump like crazy.
So what you just seen me do, if you were looking at the stream, is my tailbone's hurting pretty bad because I've been sitting and laying on these super hard beds, and it's just I can't lay on my side. I can't lay on my other side. Laying on my chest is forbidden for weeks,
Mhm.
and everything hurts, and my tailbone is killing me. And so, also, like if I have to lift myself up out of a chair, oh, that was a good burp. Wow, that felt really good. Anyway, if I have to lift myself up out of a chair or something, like if you're looking at the stream right now, if I take my hands and I put them, I'm not even going to spread them all the way out, and I put them on these hand rests and I push myself up, that's what you call outside the box. Because if you look at me, all right, what I'm saying to you is that I'm now outside of my shoulder width. What that means is if you do that in your world right now, you'll feel that it's pulling on the middle of your chest. Well, if I do that, and it pulls that wire and separates my breastbone even a little bit, makes a gap that can severely destroy my healing. So for the first 6 weeks after surgery, so about 3 or 4 more weeks from right now to be safe, I have to, anytime I push or do anything like out of a chair or whatever, I have to stay inside the box. What that means is I have to stay, like my hands, everything has to stay inside of my shoulder width, because that won't pull as much on the chest. And so I've had to learn like whole different ways to go about doing things, man.
No,
Dude,
you got to do them.
I got to go back to Tim again too, man. Before he left here, he checked my refrigerator, make sure I had food and water, as if I'm a dog, yes. But he wanted to make sure I had bottled water and had some stuff to eat. And he then went outside, went out and got my mail from my mailbox, which is down the street a little bit. Then he came back, brought all that in. He got all my meds ready, put together my blood pressure cuff. Then he went outside and shoveled the snow off my front porch. Then
What a good man.
then he went home to maybe get a little rest and then to work. Dude,
What a good man.
I'm telling you, man, this is another reason why I've started to believe in God. Dude, I want to tell you something else. And I've said this to a few people, but I'm going to say it again. About the time last year's, not this year, but last year's Super Bowl was, dude, I told Tim, like, a lot of things about him, and I won't go any further than that. Let's put it this way. I basically told Tim off 6 ways to Sunday without telling him off, because I wasn't telling him off, and I'll leave it at that, but I said hurtful things. Why?
Yeah, no.
Why did he stick by me? I don't get it.
He's got a good heart, mate.
Because, and some of that comes simply from this, dude. He was put here for some reason to watch over me. That's all I can get. That's the only conclusion I can come to, dude. He was put here to watch over me.
You know what I mean?
He was put here to watch over me. You know what I would like to point out too? I'm gonna look at what I sent you on Discord to see how it looks here. Did I send you? Let's see if I can find this here. I did. I sent you both pictures. Look at both of those pictures of Tim. Tim's behind me and in front of me in the two pictures, right? Look at this guy's eyes.
Yeah.
Have you seen it? He stole the picture in both pictures. He looks like an angel, dude. He does. Like, I ain't even trying to kid. He looks like an angel. I mean, I can't get over it. I mean, like, he looks like he looks like an angel in the first one. Well, he looks a little demony in the second one. But if you look into those eyes, you can see where he's at. The dude's an angel, man. I can't emphasize it enough. And that second picture, man, I am totally Frank and Nate.
I can't look at that one.
No, it's tough, isn't it? It's tough.
Sucks for that.
That's my profile picture on Facebook right now, because so my background picture is the first one, and then the second one with just me and Tim and the scar. That's my profile picture on Facebook right now.
Okay.
Yep, and I'm not even slightly sad. I'm not even slightly sorry about it. It's so good that there's no way I couldn't. Yeah, there's no way I couldn't make that it's like, it's just,
Victory.
yeah, it's just, yeah, it is. It's well, I sent it. So when I woke up, when I went to bed last night, bro, I was scared because my heart was beating really fast because I had talked too much, and which pursuant to which I'm gonna go to bed here very very shortly. Um, but I was scared, and so I wasn't sure, and that's why I let out with that big prayer that I even just woke up, and so when I woke up and realized what time it was, and then I saw your message. I'm like, all right, hold on. I'm gonna message a few of these people, and a lot of those people, I led with those two pictures, and I just said I called them how it started in North Carolina, how it's going in North Carolina,
Mm.
and I mean that sums it up straight up, if you ask me.
And then the third one will be fully recovered.
It will eventually. It will, yes. And that
Yeah.
one will likely be like on Halloween at like in the new cat suit and having a
Yeah,
great
that's what I
time.
was gonna say. It's
Yeah,
got to be one of. It's
yeah,
got to be something
yeah,
like that. Has
yeah,
to be
because
100%.
uh, uh,
But it has to be that pose in your sub thing.
oh, I can never do that again in my
No,
life,
it has
dude.
to be. Come on, man. It
I,
has to
I, I'll give it hell, but
Like, man,
that'll be tough.
It has to be.
I would.
No, you've got this.
I mean, if
Look what
I.
you went through. You can do that pose now if you wanted to.
Nuh-uh.
Actually, don't try it.
No,
but you know what
I
I
have
mean.
no intentions. I'd try to get back up from that dude, and it would be Tim would log into the stream. He'd see that, and he'd be leaving work so fast it'd make your head spin. But besides which, that costume is dead. I had to throw it away before I moved. It had been around for years, and eventually though that website still exists. And Fern had made a comment when I was first going into the hospital, or maybe it was after I was in for a little. I don't remember, but she had said next year's Halloween needs to be like something like Freaky Halloween or some shit, and we need to do a stream where like people that are willing to dress up do, and obviously I would be one of those. And ideally, if I could be fully recovered, I would love to be able to buy that again and do that. That'd be amazing.
100% you will.
Yep, and then you'd have the three the how it started, how it's going, or how it started, how it went, and now how it's going, and people
Yeah.
would look at it and just be like, that can't be the same person, but
No, better believe it.
but it will be the same person.
And it has, yes, fuck yeah, dude.
Yep, I mean,
Fuck yeah, dude.
Mm.
And what about as for like walking outside and that? Like you can take like a bit of walks and that, or
oh, even in the heels, man. I learned I beat Tim
No,
in
I'm not-
ping pong
I'm
left-handed.
talking about
well,
now. I'm talking
now?
about now, Chief.
Oh,
No,
dude.
no, obviously not now, but I'm like in a month from now, like exercising, walking outside.
I would
fresh
have
air.
to I would have to likely retrain myself a little bit on how to walk in those heels, but I did it so much. I mean, I went to lots of bars and shit in that, man. I'm sure that I could pick it back up and do it, no problem. I beat Tim and Ben left-handed in the cat suit and the heels at ping pong.
No way.
Did I could I'll find some of the pictures. I'll bring them up and I'll show it to you. And
No
and
way.
and if Tim jumps in here, Tim or Ben jump in here, they testify to it. Beat both of them with my. In fact, I beat Tim at one point in that suit while switching hands. Like every other shot, I'd go right-handed, left-handed, right-handed, left-handed, and he didn't even notice. He didn't. Yeah, in 6-inch platform stiletto heels. That were
That would have broken both ankles.
Yep, and I did not. With that said, though, I do have another issue going on one of my ankles. I have a big knot growing off the inside of my right ankle. It's been there for about a year, and I didn't really think about it until I was in the hospital again. And every day they would like check to make sure I had feeling that was the same in both legs. Well, they would squeeze, and a couple of times they got right on that spot. And when they did so, it was as if they were stabbing my ankle. Eventually, I had to show it. Eventually, I had to show it to them and be like, "Please don't squeeze there. You're really hurting me." And so what I'm gonna have to do is go to a primary care doctor and see what that is. I think it's a bone spur. Is what I think it
Okay.
is. And it's something that can be easily taken care of. You know, it's like a dime-sized little knot that's raised up about, oh, that far, you know, give or take,
Yeah.
off of. I'd bring my leg up and show you right now, but like, I ain't quite that.
No, no,
I ain't quite that flexible
do
right
that
now.
just yet.
Right, it's right at my ankle, and I'm wearing sweatpants, so I'm not trying to be gross, but I can't get my leg up like that nowadays.
No.
But I will be able to. And here's the thing, bro. I'm not neglecting my health anymore. Not doing it. You know, I'm just not doing it. So this one, I'll get looked at.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
and if it turns out
like,
to be, and my biggest fear has always been about going and getting checked out is that I'm wasting doctors' time and people's and my own money. Well, had I thought that, had I not thought that way about this, here's what really killed me, dude. Doctor's assistant. Right after I spoke with the doctor, she came in and she said to me, Nate, had you been paying attention to your blood pressure since you were first told that you had high blood pressure, this all could have been completely avoided.
were you on blood pressure meds at all by any chance?
No. I was told by my dentist, like circa 15, 18 years ago, that, well, because it was when I went for the scaling and such, they would work on me about every 4 months after that. Well, they would check my blood pressure. It's kind of a newer thing, but they would check my blood pressure. And she checked my blood pressure the one time, and she said, I don't even feel comfortable working on you today. I want you to get your blood pressure checked. So I said, okay, and never really did. Or maybe I did like a half-ass appointment. And it just so happened that the day he checked my blood pressure that I was calm. And anyway, I went back, and she checked it, and it was high, but not high enough to scare her. And I told her I'd had it checked. Well, had I just actually pursued that for realsies, I would have avoided this whole fucking thing, dude.
Yeah.
This never would happen. So she left the room, and I was just like, well, that didn't help, but
It's the truth.
it needed to be said for me to hear so that I understood I personally am the one who did this to myself.
Well, look, mate, hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it?
It sure is, and it does you no good. And listen, maybe again, this comes back to God's plan. Maybe I was meant to do this. Maybe I was meant to go through all this. Maybe it's going to put me in a different place in my world where maybe, hey, look at it this way. Maybe Azeron gifted me that truck down the road. I gave it to my son, and he did die in that truck. Maybe that's what I was here to prevent. If Azeron ever gifts me that truck, tell you this, I'm taking it. And I'm not going to offer it to anybody else. One of the things I need to learn, Pro, I'm pretty good at giving things for people. I don't take things well. Here lately, I've been better at allowing people to gift subs and stuff and not really making too much of a fuss about it. But in my past, I wasn't really like that. I would say no. I'd just re-gift it back to them. Well, I only gifted Hoyo 5 subs today because it was his birthday. So, I mean, I wasn't gifting that back because people had gifted me subs, but today was Hoyo's birthday. Yesterday I think was Hoyo's birthday. Well, technically still today. No, it would have been yesterday now. But anyway, maybe part of this was a way of telling me I need to learn how to accept the kindness of others as well as be the kindness to others. You know,
That's a good way of thinking about it.
and so maybe I prevent by this happening, maybe I prevent my son's death. I don't know. You know, I don't know. But anything's possible. And look, man, I'm here.
Hey, that's the main thing, mate. That is the main thing.
To continue one more part of this story, and then I'm going to go to bed. Water, when they were denying me water in the hospital, it became the most sought after thing I've ever sought after in my life. There was a point where after they pulled all the tubes out of my throat, I couldn't drink water. My vocal cords couldn't handle it. I didn't understand that and was begging anyone that would come near me for water. And to a person, they all would say, we have to ask your nurse. The nurse would say no. They would give me thickened water, which I didn't even know was a thing, and it was
What
terrible.
the fuck is that?
That's what I said. It's water, but it almost tastes like gel. And the reason for it is because your vocal cords, which help to control your voice and also where things go when you swallow them, weren't working properly because I had a tube in my throat for like 5 days. And so
That makes sense.
yep, and so I would beg for a tiniest of sips of water because my face would be so dry. And eventually when I got it back, I realized that water is the one thing that if it's taken away from you, you think you crave beer or soda
Nah,
or anything
water,
else,
mate, you can't
you
stop that.
crave water. If it's taken away, I would have crawled across 2 deserts to get a sip of water.
Fucking thickened water.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And then after they finally after they finally were starting to get the idea that I could maybe handle water, they would give me ice chips because you could crunch on ice chips, and those were bigger, so you could swallow them. And then eventually they gave me water back. Once I got water back, dude, that's when I started to kind of halfway realize that I was gonna make it.
Beautiful.
Anyways, pro,
Love hearing it.
I'm starting to hurt again, and I don't have any
Hey.
pain meds I can take. I took 2 oxys yesterday. I only have 8 left, and I don't want to take those. I hate them, so I'm gonna go ahead and lay back down, get some sleep. I'll be back on periodically during the day tomorrow. A lot of it might just be chatting, and I'm just gonna kind
Chatting's
of
perfectly
yep.
good, mate.
I'm just gonna take it like little bitty streams at a time, just like this, and I'm gonna go from there. So, pro, thank you for jumping in and chatting with me, buddy.
No, thank you. Thank you for being around, mate. Thank
Dude,
you for
hey, you're more than welcome.
chatting and chilling, yeah.
Absolutely, man. You're more than welcome, and I hope to be around a lot in the future.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Well,
buddy.
you get yourself rest and we'll touch base soon, yeah?
Absolutely. Have a great night, bro, or day, or then
too,
night.
mate.
Yep.
You too, mate.
All right. Peace, buddy.
Peace.
For anybody that happens to still be watching the stream, thank you for watching. There'll be much more to come, and some of them will be much more entertaining. Have a great night, and as always, you're out.